Morocco have qualified for their third straight World Cup, a feat that should not be undermined because what has happened to Moroccan football in the last, let's say 5 to 10 years is a remarkable rise. From 2002 to 2015, 14, the national team were a mess. The National League was a mess. Everything about Moroccan football, it just seemed there was no identity, no purpose. But in the last couple of years, one, with the academies that have been brought up in the country, the stadiums are getting even better and better as they're preparing to host AFCON later this year and the World Cup in 2030. And it's all helped the Moroccan national team get better. The prospects in the country are getting better, and obviously the dual nats that select to play for the Moroccan national team help the national team so much, and everything culminated into that last World Cup where they reached the semifinals. But if you look at the last couple of years in the AFCONs, it's been underperforming. So that's why this 2026 is the most crucial year, I think, in Moroccan football history. One, because they're hosting the AFCON, but obviously this video is about them qualifying to the World Cup once again. So I want to talk about in this video what should be their World Cup aspirations for this time around and how will this team blend and who should be the starting striker. Morocco qualified for their third straight World Cup and it's been a breeze. And the one thing I don't like about it is that most of their games, or basically all of their games for the AFCON qualifiers and the World Cup qualifiers, they've all been played in Morocco. Now, that's not only Morocco's fault. Obviously, they have very good facilities that can host the games in the country, but it's kind of like... you still have home support, you still have the home favor, you're used to the crowd, you're used to the environment. It very much favors the Moroccan national team, but they did their job and they destroyed a lot of teams on this road to qualifying to the World Cup. But it always seems, I think, with Moroccan people, especially nowadays, because the national team is so good, there's going to be such heavy criticism on every minute detail. This guy can't start. We're playing this badly. We can't break down a low block. We're poor from set pieces. It's like almost every minute detail is criticized from the Moroccan media and the people, which I can understand. There's high aspirations now for this national team after what they did at the last World Cup. And for me, yeah, you look at the talent on this team. You have Hakimi, you have El Hanous, you have Saibari, you have Ben Seguir, you have El Kabi, you have Igamane, you have Bono. I mean, the talent on this Moroccan national team is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous in the sense that they have a B team in the attack, in the midfield. Defensively, I think that's where their liability is right now when it comes to squad depth, but we'll talk about that very soon. So overall, Morocco have had a breeze into this World Cup, and now it gets to 2026. It's a very crucial year for them. It's very crucial. Obviously, the one dream that I think every Moroccan have, and you guys can let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Would you rather win the AFCON or make it again to the semifinals of the World Cup? I think the aspirations for 2026 should be to win the AFCON. They haven't won it since the Stone Age. It's been that, or the Ice Age. It's been that long since Morocco have won the AFCON. I think that's the ultimate goal for this national team. Of course, you want to go far at the World Cup. There's no doubt about it. And I think Morocco will go far at the World Cup. But the ultimate goal should be to win the AFCON. The players know that. Wally Regragui knows that. I think the whole FA know that. The crowd, everybody in the country know that. There's a reason why this tournament is hosted in Morocco. And that's why the objective should be to win the AFCON. So it's a very big year is 2026. Obviously, 2030 is going to be massive when Morocco hosts the World Cup as well. But 2026, it could be a defining year for Moroccan football where they can lay their mark as the kings of Africa and then have that confidence going into the World Cup and saying, why can't we make the semifinal again? Why can't we make the final? Heck, why can't we win the World Cup? That's how good the Moroccan national team have gotten over the past decade. Obviously, 2018 was amazing with Hervé Renard, and they played some great football. And then there was the whole VAR situation, which was amazing. Well, obviously not amazing for Moroccans, but I mean, meme culture-wise, it was amazing. Then obviously 2022 World Cup, you saw what they did. All the way to the semifinals, knocking out Spain, Portugal, in a very tough group with Croatia, Canada, and Belgium, and Morocco breezed past it. So there is so much anticipation when this team play every single game. And look at the names on this team, people. Obviously, Bono in goal. Then obviously Hakimi, Aguerd. I think the other center back that should be heading into the AFCON of the World Cup as of right now is Messina because he's done pretty well. I'm kind of looking at Messina and saying, okay, you're going to be the starting center back, obviously next to Aguerd, who I think is an absolute beast. And then the big question mark will be who will be the left back. If Masrowi cannot stay healthy, and God, he just cannot stay healthy at the moment, it's probably going to be Belhamari, who has done well, I think, for the national team, plays his football in Morocco with Raja Casablanca. I feel like he will be the starting left back if Masrowi cannot stay fit. And as of right now, he cannot stay fit. But otherwise, you got players like Omar Helali from Espanyol. So they got some decent depth, I think, in the defense, Morocco. But if Aguerd gets injured, That's a big miss, I think, for the World Cup and the AFCON. Then midfield-wise, I mean, this is the creme de la creme, I think, from Moroccan football. Amrabat, Unahi, Saibari, Ben Sekir, El Hanoui, who just made the move to AS Roma. El Hanous is my favorite Moroccan player. There is just something about this guy where I see him play football, I think. He's only 21. When he's 25, 26, he'll probably cost like 80 million euro transfer. I think it's a great move that he went to Stuttgart. And then obviously in the attack, you have Talbi, who just made the move to Sunderland, Brahim Diaz, Akomac, and Naziri, El Kabi, Igmane, Adli, and Sanari from Athletic Club. So I think the biggest question mark for the AFCON and the World Cup is who's the starting striker? Because you have El Kabi, and Naziri, Igomane, and Sanari. I honestly think that Sanari is like fourth in the depth chart. If you want to talk about like NFL terms, like in the quarterback position, he's fourth in the depth chart. He's just the water boy at the moment. Sanari is like, he's a bulldozer. Not very technical, and I think this Moroccan team needs like a technical player up front who can hold up the play, who can link up the play. Sanari is not really that guy. Sanari is a bulldozer. If you want to play counter-attacking football, I think that will really suit well for him, but I watch him a lot with Athletic Club. I just don't think he has the quality to start from Morocco at the World Cup and the AFCON. To be honest, I would have En-Nesyri in the third in the depth chart, and then second, I would have Igamane. And then first place for me is El Kabi, because yes, El Kabi, I think he does miss a lot of chances, especially with Olympiacos, but the guy's lethal, man. He's such a lethal striker. He's going to be playing in the Champions League this season with Olympiacos. He can have confidence from there, really test himself against the best of defenses around Europe, and that will help him prepare for the AFCON and the World Cup, where you can see a lot of the defenses around Africa are strong. Ivory Coast, Senegal, DR Congo. I mean, so many strong defenses that El Kabi needs to test himself, and I think he is the best one right now. Igamane, I think he's a good player. Very technical sort of striker. Kind of plays like a false number 9. Now just made the move to Lille. Igamane can give the best competition to El Kabi for that starting striker role for Morocco. But otherwise, it's like, I don't think there's big question marks with this national team. Yes, people can criticize Amrabat being there as the number 6 player, but Amrabat is experienced. He's been here before. He can have that leadership. That's something now they are missing without Roman Saiz in the team. Amrabat can provide that because he's worked so many years now with Wali Regragui compared to the other players like Talbi, Brahim Diaz, Akomac. Like, all of these players are super young. Obviously, Brahim Diaz is like 26, but inexperienced with the national team. I think he's got like less than 20 caps for Morocco. So Morocco are just stacked. I mean, just stacked. And there's probably going to be even more players who maybe were born in Europe that will choose to play for Morocco, which I think is a great thing. And I think more players that have African descent should do that. Like, go play for DR Congo, go play for Senegal. I would have loved to have seen Akaluche and Cherki go play for Algeria, because we need to just see ballers, and we need to see the national teams in Africa just keep getting stronger and stronger. And then one day, they will win a World Cup. One nation will win a World Cup. Could that nation be Morocco at this next year's World Cup? For me, right now, I have them like top 10, top 12 national team around the world. I think they are getting stronger, but I'm waiting for the AFCON to see where this team really is at, because they haven't been playing anybody strong, people. Tanzania, Congo, come on now. This is not opposition where you can really say, oh yeah, Morocco, they're going to win the World Cup. They're going to go far again. They're going to go to the semifinals. Obviously, when heading into the last World Cup, there was just so much sort of questions about the Moroccan national team because they just changed the manager. Wali Regragui had like 3-4 months to work with the team, and you just see they had a solid base defensively because Bono is a absolutely wonderful goalkeeper. But now you kind of look at the team now, it's like they have to play on the front foot. They have to press high up the field. They have to control the game. They're not a defensive team anymore. You want the ballers to get on the ball. You want the Talbis, the Ben Sekirs, the Brahim Diaz, the Hakimis to get on the ball as much as possible and then to beat a low block. And I think that's how Morocco are going to play at the World Cup as well. I don't think it's going to be the same thing like 2022 where it's just resolute, defensively strong, get that one goal, and that's enough. No, I think we're going to completely see a different Morocco, and we're going to see that at the AFCON. But again, I'll say it. They played Gabon, Congo, Zambia, Lesotho, Central African Republic, Tanzania. I mean, these are not opponents where you're like, wow, Morocco, they could beat any team in the world. No. At the AFCON, if they win it, I will honestly say that Morocco can make the quarterfinal, semifinal again of the World Cup because they're going to have so much confidence and the players are going to be like, yes, we can beat anybody around the world. And Morocco have done that in the last couple of years. The fact they beat Spain and Portugal at the last World Cup should give them all the confidence in the world with a much better. I think this team is so much better to that team in 2022. You had guys like Boufal, who, God bless him, Boufal, a great player, 5-star guy on FIFA. He's not that player anymore. Ziyech, basically out of the national team nowadays. So it's a completely new team, and I feel like it's going to be a revamped attack. And we kind of saw that at the Olympics last year, where a lot of the young players were at the Olympics, also also Hakimi, and you saw them play really front foot football. They lost I think they got the third place medal at the Olympics, so that was a great achievement for them. The two biggest question marks for them is, how do they want to approach the World Cup tactically? Do they want to be a bit more defensive team or attacking team? And then, who is the starting striker? But I'll say it again. The ultimate goal for 2026 is to win the AFCON. And obviously, we'll talk about that more as we preview the AFCON with so many videos. And obviously, I'm going to have a separate video previewing Morocco's World Cup. So if you like that sort of content, consider subscribing. And let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Who is the most underrated player for the Moroccan national team? And how far do you think they can go at the World Cup next year? Remember to follow me on all the socials, Instagram, Twitter, join the Discord. All those links, description down below. But have a beautiful day. Stay safe in this crazy world. Till next time. Adios.